let's go! The Panda Cup, everybody! We're going strong today. We're starting with the finals. It's a 2-day tournament. This time we're looking at a double elimination system, and this is the winner bracket that we're looking at right now. We got Feel the Heat going up against Team Shamzik. Obviously, until now we ran through all of the qualifiers. 3 qualifiers in total, and the teams could qualify through those qualifiers. Duh! And now we are at the final tournament where it's for all the marbles. Also, we have a little bit of a sub situation going on right now. Chris is currently playing for Feel the Heat. Blade, the 5th player of the team, apparently can't make it here today, so Chris is currently subbing in for him. And yeah, this is gonna be a pretty fun one. We have a best of 3 series on our hand, by the way. I think I mentioned in one of the qualifiers as we're heading into the final tournament, we're gonna look at best of 5 matches. That's technically true, but not in the first round. So once that we're heading into day number 2 and we're heading into those winner bracket semis and all that stuff, then we're looking at best of 5 territory. But for now, it's best of 3 still. So Cursed Hollow is our first map. This is, as I said, the winner bracket. Since we have a double elimination system, it also means that if one of these teams now drops down into the losers bracket, they still have another chance, of course, of making it into the grand final. Tracer is our opening pick here for Dino and Feel the Heat, after we've seen bans on Ana and Medivh in particular. I'm a little bit sad that the little Slugger got banned out too, because Cursed Hollow is one of the few maps where we sometimes have some Avatar participation. Not so in this one. But the Russian team has, of course, played pretty aggressively in the recent past with Abathar, Illidan and whatnot, so that's already putting a bit of a stop to that. We have an early pick on Cassia, ETC also locked in. No pick on Imperius just yet, which could still happen, obviously. And I honestly expect that he's going to make an appearance here no matter what. The Space Goat has been banned out early on as well. She is just so incredibly annoying lately that nobody is willing to let her go through the first ban phase, so I don't really think we're gonna see an exception here. But here's Imperius, and we have Wit on Zul, so they're once again gonna play him as a Zul main tank. The advantage of that is you have an insane amount of wave clear, and you can very heavily focus on the macro game. They did that in the past already a couple of times. If you draw a really strong 4-man around Zul, then you can do that. And let's not forget that Imperius can actually also act as a main tank. So you have Zul in a situation where he can really like enhance the front line in a team fight, but at the same time also, if you have to peel him away from the 5-man and set him on a single lane, you can still do that, and Imperius takes over just at the front and tanks for the team. They're trying to buy some time around the tribute, for example, and Zul can then try and push some lanes in with the help of his skeletons, with the wave clear that he brings to the table, and that can, on the macro level, really threaten a team. Now, you have to have a proper setup for that, but so far the lineup is, for reasons mentioned, looking pretty good. We have Malfurion banned out, so is Deathwing, so he's not going to be picked over here. And now, of course, the question of what exactly Team Shamzik is going to do. They are a very aggressive team. They like to be super aggressive, and, well, we got Tyrael and Falstad in. The Tyrael skin, honestly, in that particular picture is absolutely shitty. A little bit better when we're looking into the game. But I still think that the Seraphim setup for Tyrael is just one of the best that we have. So it's an old school skin, but it still looks fantastic. Now with Fallen and Cassia, there is a good amount of damage output. You have Falstad also for control on the boss point. We have Sylvanas in, even more push power if you get a boss. You have easy access to the boss. X-Ray identifies as an old man lately, so no surprise that he's gonna lock in Deckard Cain since 2 supports are already banned out. That leaves Team Shamzik with Rhaegar, and we got the doggy in play. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 1 coming up, as we are heading into our first map of the best of 3 series here at the Panda Cup Finals, the winner bracket match. Let's jump straight into the first map. Game on, everyone! Feel the Heat going up against Team Shamzik, and on the left side of our first map, Cursed Hollow, we got X-Ray on Deckard Cain for Feel the Heat. Chris on Sylvanas, subbing in today, as mentioned previously, for Blade, who apparently could not play today. Ultralisk is playing Imperius, we got Wit on Zul, and Dino on Tracer. Whereas on the right side of the map, we have Farlander on Cassia, we got Shamzik on Rhaegar, so Ice Cream on ETC, Nenopi on Falstad, and Kuni-chan is playing Tyrael. So already a lot of zone control in particular for the team in red. as we're looking at Mighty Gust and also the potential sanctification for Tyrael. I say potential sanctification because they played Judgment in one of the previous games, if I'm not mistaken, during the qualifier. So we had some pretty interesting ones there for sure. But there's already a little bit of a push play happening up at the top as Sylvanas is trying to help them take one down. And a bit of an interrupt here with Dino just putting them straight off the mount. So that's actually a pretty neat play. So they make the play for the top and try to burst it away. Tracer, with all the mobility, is just sitting in the bush between the two lanes and making sure that a potential rotation would be not only detected, but also slowed down and can't surprise anybody up at the top side. That allows them to get some easy damage in, they put some pressure on Kuni-chan, and now they can safely rotate into the middle and make sure that they catch all of the experience here. So it's a tiny thing to do at the beginning, but it's definitely something that allowed them to get some early pressure on against the opponent, so a pretty neat play. This one right now didn't quite work out. Ultralisk with a stun attempt, but couldn't quite connect it. And then Dino, of course, hoping to follow it up with an ult, but that also backfired just a little bit. Camps are taken. And as usual, since the first tribute spawns at the bot side, the blue team decides to take their hard camp first and then go into the easy camp a little bit later so that they can time it with the first objective. On the other hand, for the red team, we see the exact opposite, since they won't be able to get any kind of value out of the Siege Giant camp in the later stages. They take it early, and then they rotate over to their Bruiser camp in order to grab this one as well. So, the normal rotation around the first tribute. Same time now, we got abilities, a bit of stacking going on with the Thunderstroke on level 1 for Cassia. We also got the Wolf Run over here. And as mentioned previously, the Backlash is in, and we got the Sapphire on level 1 for Deckard Cain. Yeah, there we go. Okay, a little bit of a Shashlik attempt over at Falstad. Wants to go for the chicken. And here's the push through the middle as we actually have the Ruby picked up for Feel the Heat. Talked a lot about this talent in a couple of the previous games. It's by no means the exclusive talent to be taken on high-level play. Actually, it's picked less than half the time. But in this particular game, we see it picked for the Brawls over here. Got a lot of pressure on Rhaegar, and he is able to make his way out. But now the top is soon going to be grabbed again. Siege Giants have been prepped, but not taken yet. That's what X-Ray is currently going to do, as the first tribute spawns at the bottom of the map. And they can then start to make their way over in order to lock that one in. Top side, that's currently where Dino is starting to push this out. In the middle of the map, we are still looking at Chris trying to deal with the Bruiser camp. And obviously they're going to try and delay the tribute grab, which so far hasn't really been focused at. But off we go. Top side, Falstad, with the Global, is now trying to deal with Trace and the Siege Giant camp. Whereas down here, the name of the game is to delay this for as long as possible. Ultralisk is moving in, interrupts the channel, and now they can set up a fight for this. Whereas up at the top, as mentioned before, Dino is now trying to escort the Siege Giants in and do some damage. Nano P is pretty low. Nano P is low, had to barrel roll away so that he gets his shield. And at the bottom of the map, the tribute has already been claimed by Feel the Heat, taking the advantage in the early stages of the game here. As the rest of the push is coming through once again. Ultralisk also careful here. Level 7 talents are now in for the blue team. Falstad actually forced to Hearthstone back. Nano P now completely helpless there. Could try to come back, but we have Cassia on their way up to the top. And Dino has been able to do some serious damage up at the top side. Is trying to put some damage onto Cassia now too as she comes in. Level 7 is ready for Team Shamzik as well, but at the bottom of the map, there's the fight starting off once again. So far, we didn't see a single kill in this game. This might change now. So Ice Cream gets attacked, but he's still able to get some additional hit points back here. Whereas Cassia at the top is now fighting it out against Tracer. But the battle at the bottom of the map hasn't really stopped yet. There's another lunge and a good connect as they're going for the stuns. The Ice Cream a bit low, but he gets the heal. And they are pushing this in aggressively. 4-man at this point, trying to go for the 40. A lot of aggression, but it might backfire as the rotation from the top is coming. And there's the kill as Zul goes down. Nicely played by Team Shamzik. And they're looking for more. They have the 4 versus 3 advantage at the bot lane, and they're trying to go for kill number 2. Chris is already incredibly low on mana. And the next tribute is spawning in just a couple more seconds. So, Nano P is here. Everybody else is rotating in now too. And Tracer slowly making her way down to the bottom of the map, but is running into Farlander. Oh, ho, 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 Dino recoils out and still dies. Beautiful play by Farlander here. Nicely done by him. Waited it out. A fantastic trap, and it leads to a kill. We're going to take another quick look at this. This was the beginning of all of it. Here's Dino coming in with the rotation, and then beautiful play by Farlander is able to force the recall, waits it out, gets the kill right away. Incredibly well done by him, and that's the second kill on the board for Team Shamzik. Nicely done. We got 11 stacks by now for ETC, so he's working on his proc rock. For Cassie, on the other hand, is a little bit unfortunate. She's not really getting a lot of pressure behind the level 1 quest. She's sitting at only 8 stacks thus far. But we have on level 4 now also the Plate of the Whale. We got the Surge of Light right here on level 7 too. Obviously for Rega, we got the Cleanse in. And off we go. Tribute number 3. So far it's a 1-1 situation on the Tribute. Both teams got their level 10. And now Sanctification is in play. And everything else, of course, too. No surprises, thus far at least. Rega hasn't made a choice just yet. Could go into Bloodlust, of course. There's the double channel. Farlander in trouble. Ancestral Healing gets picked. They're trying for the lockdown. And Farlander barely surviving here as the Sanctification comes out too. A lot of ults already committed to the fight here as they're starting to jump in once again in the attempt to take this one. Moshpit coming out. There's the kill. Stay a while and get wrecked, baby. Cassia is dead and Kuni-chan is also eliminated. X-Ray with a channel, and they are moving in with 2 tributes to 1 now. Zul rotating over in an attempt to take the siege giants at the bottom. Let's take a quick look at that team fight. I mean, the mosh pit comes through first, but it doesn't matter at this point anymore. They're getting their kills in. ETC is the first one to fall. Cassia second. Deckard Kane with the ult did a great job there. And then they get their kills easily, take 3 in a row, and claim tribute number 3. So the second one in their hands, which means that only one more would give the curse over to them. And, well, we'll see how this actually works out for them. So, same time now, the bosses are up on the map, have been here for 2 minutes. And they are, of course, now trying to set this up properly. And, yep, it's only one team that makes the boss play. And so far, they haven't really found out either. ETC is now rotating in. That's roughly at 50%. There's obviously, with Sanctification and Mighty Gust, a lot on the table that could be used by Team Shamzik, but Sanctification is on a cooldown. There's the channel. Sir Ice Cream nearly gets wrecked. The Gust is out already. Dino is low, is able to get away, and they might have to let the boss leash, which would be a bit annoying because they invested quite a lot of time into this one and didn't getting anything done here. Another setup! Oh my god! Imperious with the kill. There's the Sanctification once again. They're starting to go for it. Kuni-chan is also getting murdered. And that's 2 more kills under the belt of Feel the Heat. And now they're timing everything. They're going for the boss. They want to delay the curse a little bit so that they get more value out of the boss too. So they're going for everything that they could possibly grab at this point. Okay. What else do we have? Damage output, 24,000 for Sylvanas. We got 16,000 on the side of Cassia. A little bit of a pressure play against Wit, and he's low, but X-Ray keeps him alive. They were trying to slow them down, of course. Yeah, Cassia comes in. The boss is taking a bit of an interest in this battle too, but there's the kill. Ultralisk is down already. Shamzik might be able to get away here after all. The zoning Mosh not connecting anything, but Wit falls regardless. And now we could see Tracer fall too. They're trying to go for Dino, but he's actually able to walk away from this. Oh my god, what a setup. Rega down. He lunged over the wall. And the tribute is lost to Feel the Heat, as it seems. Jesus, what a setup there. The Russians are coming back in and defend the tribute, lock it in, and just look at this chaos that ensued there. I mean, they got the kill against Imperius and Zul, then they try for Tracer, Dino is able to escape, and then baiting Rega over the wall here. Look at this, Sylvanas! She jumped on the... Like, Rega jumped onto Sylvanas as she goes for the wave, and he gets simply sucked over the wall and dies there. A perfect finish to a chaotic fight. Now we got 6 kills to 4. We have level 14 against 13. Even on tributes, but of course the boss has at least done some damage at the bottom of the map. So, yeah. Nicely done. I mean, Ultralisk and Dino are currently sitting in the middle. It's still 6 kills to 4 in favor of the blue team. They obviously would be very interested to win a team fight and maybe go for the second boss plus also the curse. But we'll see how well they can manage this fight. Progrock isn't done yet. And let's just face it, Cassia stacks, not really all that great. 20 stacks after 10 minutes. Yeah, not really something to write home about. That's not a Dear Mama letter that you're gonna write there. She's not gonna be proud of that achievement. They might be proud if they're taking down Ultralisk this early on in the fight. That would be a fantastic opening kill. Now top fort has fallen too. Sylvanas pushing that out. Chris needs to be careful. Runs into ETC, but there's no risk to him. Instead he turns around and gets some damage connected. Tracer in the middle is escorting Bruiser camp, so we have actually some damage against another fort, and Dino is eager to take that down. Look at the minimap. Lanes are pushing so heavily against Team Shamzik. Yeah, there's another kill attempt. Ultralisk, the old man comes in and comes with a stay a while and listen. Ancestral is out too. They're still trying to go for a bit of damage. Fort in the middle, so far safe. There's the Gus. Power Slide doesn't connect. ETC dead as a result of it. Top lane gets pressured as the fight continues. 7 kills to 4. Level 16 now ready for Feel the Heat, and they are putting it to good use immediately. Cassia down, Tyrael dead. The dog trying to get away here. But it seems like Feel the Heat, they are all cat people. They take the doggy down, only Falstad is still in play, and that of course leads itself to an immediate move onto the boss. They're gonna try and pair the curse together with it, and that's just fantastic for them. Could even delay it right now. And Wit does exactly that. He cancels. He cancels and then restarts the channel here. So he keeps it up the entire time. They go for the curse. They grab the boss. Perfect timing for them. And now they can just pressure through all the lanes here. Bot lane shouldn't really be a problem as catapults are now moving in. Those siege giants won't be able to do a lot of damage to those structures, if any at all. But top lane, that's the real problem. Right now, we got the boss moving in. We have 10 kills to 4. It's a 5 versus 5 situation again. But let's not forget that Team Shamzik doesn't have their level 16 talent yet. Big problem for them. And that power spike will allow Feel the Heat to barrel through that keep. It's actually interesting. If they are posturing topside, which means they want to go for core. There's no reason for them to be here if they don't want to go for core. So they're looking for kills. They're looking to core at this point. The keep would have fallen one way or another. So them taking position here shows directly that they are trying to end game number 1. Feel the Heat is going for it. They're trying to move in. Shamzik with the self-ancestral. We have Chris. Oh my god! Jumping out with 37 HP. Falstad is dead. The core is already losing hit points. This doesn't bode well for Team Shamzik on map number 1 in this best of 3 series. The core is getting dropped slowly but steadily. We got 12 kills to 5 as Feel the Heat is moving in for the W. They take it. They win Cursed Hollow and take the lead in the best of 3 series here against Team Shamzik in the winner bracket of the Panda Cup Finals. Game number 2, Feel the Heat crushing on the last one with a push on the boss. And that was actually a pretty neat execution towards the end, which allowed them to end the game. As I said, if you set up an attack like this, it's clear that you want to go for core. There's just no if all you're trying to do is get the keep that's already at 60-70% HP, you don't have to push with it. You got a boss pushing in, you had a curse against your opponent, and you're trying to find more value on another lane. But here they went for core directly, and for good reasons. They locked in the first one. At this time, we got Battlefield of Eternity as our second map. First pick, first ban this time for Feel the Heat, since the map was chosen by Team Shamzik. And as I mentioned, this is a best of 3 series, which of course means that right now we are looking at the second map, and therefore potentially even the last one. So if Team Shamzik loses, they would drop into the lower bracket. We got Urel banned out again, ETC gets banned. Still seems like Team Shamzik is kind of done with especially Bird Boy, aka Medivh. Missed the name there for a second. And Ultralisk, especially picking him. And in addition to that, we now got also Imperius banned out. Last game, he actually made it not only into the draft, but it was the second pick round before he was finally chosen. They're leading again with a quick pick for on Tracer for Dino. And let's not forget that when we're looking at Ultralisk, if need be, he can easily also jump on Maya, for example. The interesting part is with Blade not being here and Chris subbing in for Blade, it seems like Ultralisk is leaning more into the side laner position instead of playing heroes like Maiefa or Medivh. So the question is, was the Medivh ban even needed, you know? Chris seems to be more so on the attacker side as usual, where you would expect him. Ultralisk is flexing it out a little bit and is helping with that. And for everybody that tuned in a little bit late and didn't really get the memo here, Chris, as mentioned previously, is subbing in today. Obviously, he's not part of Feel the Heat in their usual lineup. That's Blade, but he couldn't make it here today, so they found a pretty good sub player to help them out. Malfurion gets picked and so does Tyrael, so we have a very, I mean, this is the go-to Tracer update, right? I mean, it doesn't get better than that. Malfurion is the best support together with Tracer because of that heal over time, which allows Tracer to just do a lot of stuff. It can even just come in with a bit of a pre-heal and help out here, and Tyrael supplies not only the shield, but also Sanctification if need be. There's a lot of cool synergies that you have with those three heroes, and if you have a Tracer player that's worth the salt, then he can absolutely demolish a team. Cassie on the other side, Ana gets played here too, and the interesting part is that we actually have not seen a lot of heroes yet in this lineup that are good at taking the Immortal down. So lately we've seen more teamfight focused teams on the map here. Obviously you don't have to raise the Immortal if you just kill the opponent's team. But a hero like Jimmy with Exterminator could still be a good choice here. We might see a Vala, for example, with an arrow build. Depends, of course, for whom to pick. Oftentimes, this is still a map where Li Ming is fantastic. Can be played. Hanzo is already banned out. There's the Li Ming, together with the Nubarak in this case. They're trying to be aggressive with this lineup and locking them down. Could also play around the Cocoon, of course, at this point. And, well, here comes the Blaze setup. Tyrael Blaze, the double layer of protection with Bunker and Sanctification. If you have good coordination and communication, then you have to make sure that you, of course, don't use the two ults at the same time. But if you stack them, then you're just pretty solid and good to go. And here comes Jimmy. Yep, Exterminator. There's our Immortal Pressure that I've been talking about. Nano boosted Li Ming obviously can also do a whole lot of work here, but I like that setup for Feel the Heat a lot. Team Shamzik with the final pick. They still need someone on the side lane, so Ice Cream, of course, their off laner. And let's see what he's going to lock in together with the Nubarak to really boost that front line a bit, because they definitely need someone else to help them out there. And we get Alarak, very aggressive variation. Very aggressive setup for Team Shamzik, and I like it. It's a cool setup. So, I'm not quite sure if they can really barrel to Feel the Heat here, but it has potential. Let's see if the Russian aggression in game number 2 is going to be successful or not. Battlefield of Eternity, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 2. Game number 2 is on the way, and Feel the Heat is in the lead. On the left side, X-Ray on Malfurion. We got Ultralisk on Reyna. This is Jimmy. Dino on Tracer. Wit on Tyrael. And Chris on Blaze. Alright. To the right side of the map, Team Shamzik with Farlander on Cassia. We got Kuni-chan on Nubarak. Currently have So Ice Cream on Alarak, Nanopi on Li Ming, and Shamzik on Ana. Good lineup. Aggressive lineup. But can they really break through the blue team? I mean, honestly, it's an aggressive setup, and if coordination is good, then you see a lot of potential here where you can get quick kills. I mean, there's so much burst damage available for them, especially after level 10. At the same time, if Kuni-chan at the front line doesn't really... I mean, he can't really sustain himself, right? So they need to set up these fights. They can't just take a sustained fight against an opponent. They need to set it up, and they need to get quick kills. Now, I'm not quite sure if they can really do this against this lineup. Two heroes that are probably the most vulnerable are Jimmy and Malfurion, and those should be pretty far back in order to not get blown up right away. We'll see if it works out for them. Cassia is trying to stack again with the level 1. Didn't really work out for Farland on the last map. Maybe with these big team fights that we have here, it's now time for a little bit more action. Jimmy with the Exterminator on level 1, of course. At the same time, I gotta say it's a little bit weird to see this lineup, because we saw Tracer topside for just a second, but the more interesting part is that Nanopi has actually taken to the side lane against Chris. So they're trying to be aggressive with Alarak early on. Alarak obviously gives them a lot of control and is a huge threat to the opponent's team if he executes a proper combo with the help of an Uberak stun. So if they can use that, that would be great. But that puts Li Ming in a very awkward situation up at the top. So they're already backing off here. As I said previously, they can't really fight these sustained battles. They need to get quick kills in, and currently it looks a bit tricky. Now you kind of want to have Li Ming in that setup too, because she is one of the heroes that will provide a lot of the burst damage. But of course, if you, let's say, set Cassia topside, she can't stack properly. So the idea in the early game, at least, is that Cassia is allowed to also get some stacks together. But it's a very, very awkward setup right now for Team Shamzik, the way that they're splitting this. Jimmy has moved topside now, so after the camp at the bottom of the map was already taken, Field Heat is trying to take another one. And that could really work out for them. Dino had to jump back. Farlander was trying to get some additional damage in, but couldn't really. And this is a very, very weird early game for Team Shamzik. It's a little bit dicey, to be honest with you. I'm not quite sure if they can really pull this off properly, because as it stands, they're starting to lose some ground. They lost both of the camps. They're a little bit behind in experience. It's nothing insane, but again, there is a difference. And that could be extended, that lead. And I don't really think that they can do anything against Chris, who has taken the offlane hero and has left one of the auto attackers to Ultralisk here. So let's see how this is gonna work out for them right now on the first objective, because that's really what, of course, matters. Can you control the objective? Can you win the team fight there? And even more interesting, we have more of a full focus into the missiles for Li Ming. So again, the level 4 charged blast, we've seen it before, but now also the force armor on level 1. I would be shocked to not see Calamity on level 7 regardless, but let's see if they make even more adjustments to all of this. There's a bit of a race right now, which is easily won, of course, by the team that runs Jimmy in this setup. By roughly 4,000 hit points, which is pretty impactful. Camps are now pushing on both lanes, so the Shaman camps are doing some work. But there's already the setup towards the red team's objective, and yeah, they gotta defend this one. It's not gonna be easy for them. NOP is trying to get some damage in with the missiles here, is trying to play around it. But Jimmy is already on the job. Jimmy is getting those auto attacks in. It's all that he has to do. They're trying to make the play for Cassia. Careful. Stun against Chris. Combo comes through. Chris in trouble. And there's the kill. Alarok setting it up and allowing them to get first blood. Dino just skirting around the edges, wielding Tracer like a surgeon, a scalpel, as he's trying to look for an opening. Trying to take those kills, especially, of course, against the backliners. But with the death of Chris, that was a little bit of blowback, and whoa, that recall button was hit just in the nick of time. That could have been a problem for them too. Alarak goes down as he goes in a little bit too deep, and now another opportunity to go for the objective. Nenopi might just be forced back to help out here. They go for Farlander, they want the kill. Ultralisk is helping out. They can't quite get enough, but Jimmy is still on the job, and they are gonna grab this Immortal. They won't really have a huge shield available, but they will definitely take it. Jimmy is doing his thing right now, is currently locking it in as we speak on the left. Now we got Nubarak trying to jump back. Dino, Sleeping Dart not connecting with him. Dino, low, recall, has to recall in and might actually fall here. He is going to fall. That's the kill on Tracer. A little bit too greedy, and he gets punished for it. Unfortunate at this point. Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate for him here. He went a bit too deep, thought he could get the kill against the Nubarak, and as it turned out, that was not the case. Now there's a level 7 talent advantage for Feel the Heat that helps them even to push topside. But of course, it's going to be a 4 versus 3 situation, with Jimmy now moving down to the bottom of the map. That quickly turns into a 4 versus 2, and that means they can't really get a whole lot. 7 is in, Calamity, the Subterranean Shield, all picked. Oh, and Alarak goes down at the bottom of the map, as Ultralisk and Chris are able to set up the kill against the offlaner. With the help of Broccoli, they're now also moving in to soak some additional shots and try to at least take the fountain down. Don't think they can take the fort, that would of course be the dream, but they're still trying to make a play for Farlander, who's, by the way, stacking much, much better than the last map. I mean, compare the performance here on the stacks at least, what we've seen in game number 1, where 10 minutes in, he was only sitting at 20. Now we are 5-6 minutes into it, and we already have him at nearly 30, so that's actually getting a little bit better for him. I'm not saying it's fantastic, but it's definitely a huge improvement. There's another kill. Nice setup. Well done. They're getting a little bit more crispy with these combos. Chris is also in trouble, and they nearly take him down. He barely makes it out, but you can see that there's some aggression happening from Team Shamzik. Didn't help them to take the camp, though. And between all of this, Tracer wasn't even there. She was all the way up at the top, pushing this out even more. And that was another big thing where Li Ming had now to rotate topside. and try to do something there. So, yeah. At this point, we got 13 stacks also. Oh, Chris. That's a little bit of free damage right there. Malfurion is already up at the top, trying to do his thing over here and start to set it up. Malfurion himself, by the way, with 4 stacks only on Broccoli, so not really getting too many just yet. And there's the rotation of the red team, but they are slightly too late to fight for the camp. X-Ray! Going full on turbo mode here. Holy shit! Is able to move out. Damn, that was the biggest game. I mean, Malfurion never ran faster than in this one. Can throw a bit of a thank you out also to Tyrael, who helped with that. But yeah, that turned quickly. Top side, talking about turning, seems like Wit is receiving a bit of a beating, and that Immortal was already locked down super quickly. The problem for Team Shamzik is that now they're up against the level 10 ability on the other side, and that doesn't really make their plays any easier. So they might just lose this second objective simply because they don't have heroic abilities. And yeah, it's pretty much exactly what we're seeing here. They can't fight into it because they don't have level 10 yet. By the time they do, they probably won't be able to do anything about it anymore. Bot lane gets pushed, so that's another problem. 10 is in. There's the setup. They're trying to kill. Nano P. Cocoon is out. Nano Boost is in. X-Ray is low. Oh, Falender misses the shot. But he gets Jimmy. Jimmy is down, and I don't think that's the only one. Second kill comes in. Nicely done. Tyrael explosion unsuccessful. But yeah, there's the play. First of all, Malfurion trying to get out of this one, but then Jimmy gets cocked just a second later. And of course, on the way out, Wit also eats the hit. Lightning Fury here from Cassia. 2 down, so the defense should be quite easy. Bottom of the map, Ford has taken a lot of damage. Up at the top, this one can't be safe, but they won't suffer a lot of damage at the keep itself. So there's at least that. Yeah, but down at the bottom of the map, Chris is coming in, is bunkering it up against Sir Ice Cream. And they're able to make it out. Well, it was able to make it out up to the point where Dino started to come in. Dino! Low and gets away. Yeah, close though. Another shot from the fort and he is toast as well. And now we got 3 kills against 5. There's another setup. They're going for Ultralisk again. Yeah, Anubarak. Chris is dead and so is Jimmy. And now they're going for Dino. And Dino is not going to make it either, I suppose. I mean, he might be able to get away eventually. Is he actually getting away? They let him run. I mean, to be fair, chasing him the entire time wouldn't really do anything. If you waste too much time chasing a hero, it's not really worth it. But let's take a quick look at those kills, actually. Let's take a quick one at those. So they chase them down right there into the corner. Chris was trying to Hearthstone back and gets caught by Cassia. Gets eliminated here. And then Dino at some point, they just let him go. He has too much of a mobility. They don't want to waste too much time. They know that they get more value if they just go for the camp and try to push. And that's exactly what they're trying to do right now. It's 8 kills against 3. Team Shamzik is looking pretty good when it comes to team fights. But can they also win a few objectives? Because so far, it has not really worked out, which is a little bit of a problem for them because those bad boys are starting to scale now. This is objective number 3, so that's not going to make things any easier. Looking at the damage output, Cassia is at 28,000. We got 16,000 for Tracer. And Cassia, as I mentioned previously, is able to stack a little bit. Looking at the kill count, we also have 3 deaths on Alarak, which means that he's the only hero on the side of the red team that has been killed thus far. Everybody else hasn't died even once, so pretty good for them. But it's objective time again, and as I said, on the map, the red team is losing ground. Losing ground even more over here. Fight potentially, and Jimmy is dead again. Reyna is toast, and that's a 5 versus 4 now. The nano boost on Li Ming really helping out here. They're trying to come in for the next quick kill. 13 versus 13 talents now. And of course, with the halftime show already in the hands of Team Shamzik, this is all of a sudden looking like they might just be able to pick their first Immortal. A bit of damage against Kuni-chan. But guys, that Immortal is going to be claimed. And all of a sudden, Feel the Heat is feeling the pressure. They are feeling the heat, I can tell you that much. Teamfights haven't looked too great for them, and things are not looking better anytime soon, since now they're also facing off against an Immortal on the other side. So that's another big problem for them right now. They're definitely going to lose a fort, I assume. The only question is, are they going to lose more than that? So time will tell. But there is pressure from Team Shamzik. I was questioning in the draft a bit if they could coordinate it properly, but they are murdering. I mean, look at this. Another snap kill against Tracer this time. They're just bodying them, and it feels like Feel the Heat is just a little bit overconfident. They're too far out, they don't sacrifice a whole lot here, and they let them barrel through this like there's no tomorrow. And especially Dino is just being shut down at this point. So fantastic coordination from Team Shamzik in these team fights. Quick and snappy calls, good kills, and now they are looking for even more. X-Ray is a bit far up at the front, and they immediately try to punish him for it. And off we go. Heat is actually in danger of being eliminated. Tracer is back. Yeah, they bunkered it up. Here comes again the attack, and already the ball of lightning is out. Gets a lot of value over here, and the Immortal is going to murder that keep. Good job by Team Shamzik. They claim keep number 1 in this game. There's still a big wave at the bottom of the map. That's experience. It's going to be lost to the blue team. And Feel the Heat is by now also a level behind. All those kills definitely doing a number on them. 53 stacks right now for Cassia on a level 1. And even a Sanctification being committed here to the fight. Nice dodge though. Kuni-chan baited slightly. But can they actually follow up on that? They go for the ice cream, and he might just die again. And he does. That's the 4th time that Alarak was taken down. They're looking for follow-up kills. Kuni-chan is the one getting attacked. And they are going straight up for the bug fixing here, it seems. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. Anna also eliminated. Job well done. And now there is an opportunity for pressure. Feel the heat. They get 3 kills in total. Alarak the first one to fall, and then with this good setup on the chase, they're able to take down not only Anubarak, but also Anna shortly after. A little bit of an opportunity to push. Nothing that they can really do too much over here, but they can go straight up for the camp all the way up at the top. Take this one. 60 stacks now nearly for Cassia. Both teams fairly close now in experience. A little bit more map control at this point for Feel the Heat again, thanks to those kills. So they can at least take those camps, but of course it doesn't change the fact that top lane is going to be a bit of a thorn in their side when the next objective is up, since that lane is going to push with catapults all over the place. Bit of an annoying one, for sure. But as it continues, we have our little move down through the bottom of the map. Camp is going to be taken. And that's also the next issue. This one over here, 10 seconds. They don't really have enough time to take it. Instead, they try to depush bot lane. And off we go. 10 seconds for the Immortal. Already the setup for Feel the Heat in the middle. And they've taken the lead, but I gotta say that Team Shamzik is really looking for that third game. And they have now also Epicenter, with which you can epically enter the backline. Which is also why it's called Epic Enter. But 61 stacks right there. Top lane, again, top lane someone has to take these catapults down. There's 2 already, and the 3rd one is now coming in. We're only 15 minutes into the game. It's not Winion time yet. If those catapults make it to the core, they're going to do a little bit of damage, but they won't be able to end the game or anything. It's not going to be anything serious. It's too early in the game, but still, with 3 catapults on that lane, you kind of want to deal with it. But they do good damage to the Immortal as they're starting to poke around here, and they win a free halftime show. But they need to make sure that Chris doesn't die. He bunkers it up early, is still in trouble, gets sucked in. Sanctification as they're trying to turn the fight around. They're going for the ice cream again. He goes for the counter-strike and goes down. Jimmy survives. Paint him red, baby. And Dino looks for the kill against Tracer. Nano P is down, and Nubarak is dead. And Feel the Heat is absolutely slicing and dicing through Team Shamzik. They go for the 5-man team wipe as Feel the Heat moves through the red team like hot butter through cheese. Easy victory in the fight. It's going to be 100% shield Immortal. Catapults are taken down here too, and it is starting to become really problematic for Team Shamzik. They are losing their Shaman camp over here as well, and this is looking rough. Really rough. This is a huge problem right now. There's already damage at the bottom of the map that they can dish out without any problem whatsoever. They're starting to move in here with a quick attempt to just prevent some vision, jump in, check it out, get the wall down before the Immortal comes through. But that's the opportunity to do mad damage at this point. Take the wall down, take the keep, maybe even more. Let's not forget, there's another camp topside. It's not going to stop this for a short amount of time, but it's definitely going to do some work. Off we go as the fight continues. Now the boost is already out, this time on Cassia, as she's starting to get some additional setups through here. And off we go. Cocoon being used. Chris bunkering it up. Yeah, but the defense so far is actually not too bad. I mean, the Immortal is losing hit points. Don't get me wrong, that keep is going to fall. There's no doubt about it. The question is simply, can they hold on to the core, yes or no? And they're putting pressure on Dino the entire time. So, job well done. Same time now though, keep is about to fall, and shields are gone, so it's melee mode for the Immortal at this point in time. And they're just trying to defend the core. 2 levels behind, 11 kills to 10. This is the first time actually that feel he got ahead on the kill count. They're trying to go for the next one and they get it. Farlander is down and there's the next kill. Malfurion is dead. The defense still looking strong, but the core is falling. They're buying time. There's the kill against the Nubarak. There's the kill against Alarak. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a 2-0 victory for Feel the Heat in the first round of this tournament. They take the win against Team Shamzik in the best of 3 and move on to the next round of the winner bracket. GG, well played. Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.